We are back, baby. MLB is back, and so is the Fantasy Bar. 6 of my favorite plays for a big Friday night in MLB, including my favorite value play, guys, almost free on FanDuel, my favorite stack, one of my favorite pitchers in the mid-range, and of course, we always end with that favorite play of the night, the beast of the night. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Opening day edition, Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. And damn, have I missed you guys. It's good to be back here once again with 6 of my favorite plays. Talking Friday night in MLB. We're talking FanDuel. We're talking DraftKings value plays, team stacks, favorite pitchers, all that good stuff. Good to be back here once again in the Fantasy Bar. Now, before we get started, guys, a free offer for you guys, my loyal bar patrons. Go to rotogrinders.com/beer, and that's going to get you $10 off your first month of core premium. That's going to be baseball, football, basketball, all the key sports right there in one package, as well as the return of the Sharpside Streak contest going on. All you got to do, get in the Sharpside app, which is great for lines, totals, player props, everything you need betting-wise, sports betting-wise, in that Sharpside app. Get in there and lock in your favorite bets of the day. Go on a streak for a chance to win some great prizes. So take a look at that. The streak contest over on Sharpside. Now let's get into the plays for Friday night. We had our appetizer day on Thursday. This is the big slate. So let's get rolling right away with our first pick in the outfield, JD Martinez of the Red Sox. Now looking at some of the prices here, JD Martinez under 4,000 over on FanDuel. DraftKings, you got to pay up a little bit at 4,800, but let's be very simplistic here. JD Martinez in the lineup against a left-handed pitcher. He is going to be in the majority of my Friday night lineups. Why? You talk about a guy who was absolutely dominant against left-handed pitching last season. Led all of baseball in ISO, which is a great power statistic. Weighted on base average and WRC plus. This guy led the league in all 3 of these categories against lefties last season. In fact, was the only player in all of baseball with a WOBA over 500 against lefties, and that number almost 540 at 539. So very simple here. Yes, you cost a lot on DraftKings, but again, on FanDuel under 4K, and I know Tommy Milone, we're not going to get many innings. Does not matter. If they bring in a righty, JD Martinez good there as well. Easily one of my favorite spend-ups on this slate over on both sides here for Friday night. All right, let's stay in the outfield here. We're going to go out to the West Coast with Tommy Pham of the Padres. So once again, a great value here on FanDuel with Tommy Pham under 3K, even on DraftKings. I don't hate that price tag at 4,400. The Padres, a team I'm going to be very heavy on here on opening night. A lot of guys in this lineup that hit lefties well against a pitcher that's really struggled to keep the ball in the yard. We'll get to him in a minute, but Tommy Pham has always been one of them underrated guys. No matter the team he's been on, we're talking about a guy that's going to hit right in the heart of this order, and a guy with a WOBA over 400 against left-handed pitching, a guy that can hit lefties with power. And we mentioned Madison Bumgarner gave up a ton of home runs, but also a lot of hard contact to right-handed hitters, over 45% hard contact rate to righties. So you can get a cheap stack of the Padres on FanDuel, even on DraftKings. Could be a little contrarian with that team. I love Tommy Pham on both sides tonight against Madison Bumgarner. All right, let's move on. We love the Padres. Let's keep it going here at shortstop, Fernando Tatis Jr. So once again, DraftKings, you're going to have to pay here, 4,800, but that's a good indicator that this is a good stack. Over on FanDuel, you get a nice value here at 3,300, and this is another guy that just absolutely obliterated left-handed pitching in his rookie season last year. Now, very high batting average on balls in play, so some will say got very lucky, and that, in fact, is probably inflating some of the numbers, but still right up there in all of baseball in some of the key statistics we're looking at. We mentioned JD Martinez in the opening. Well, guess what? Fernando Tatis trailed only Martinez in ISO and weighted OBA against left-handed pitching. Madison Bumgarner, we've already talked about the hard contact. We mentioned the home runs allowed, 26 home runs allowed to just right-handed hitters last season. I think this Padres team, again, easily my favorite stack of the night. Great value here on FanDuel at 3,300. Even at DraftKings under 5K. Love Fernando Tatis Jr. All right, let's move on. Let's get you a starting pitcher. Let's go to the mid-range here with Frankie Montas of the A's. Now, I'm not expecting huge ownership here on Frankie Montas. We have a lot of games going on Friday night, a lot of big-name pitchers. We know opening day brings out all the aces, so Justin Verlander all the way down the list. I think Montas could be a guy that people forget about, but once again, FanDuel, tremendous value at only $7,600. DraftKings, you're getting him under $9K. And let's go back to last season. He faced this Angels team 4 times in 2019. He held them to just a 192 batting average. Kept the power down as well. The whip right around 1 against this team. 11.1 Ks per 9 against lefties. So that's going to neutralize some of the left-handed power like Ohtani in that Angels lineup. And very good against righties with keeping the ball on the ground. We know we worry about a guy like Mike Trout, but a rate of over 3 in the ground ball to fly ball rate against right-handed hitters should help well. We know a guy like Justin Upton is certainly going to provide some strikeout upside. Frankie Montas, a lot to like here, and I don't expect the ownership to be huge here. Great value in the starting pitching department here on Friday night. All right, let's go back to the outfield. More value with the Cleveland Indians and Jordan Luplow. So FanDuel, he's almost free here. It's hard not to press the Jordan Luplow button. Easily the best play on the FanDuel slate at only $2,200. DraftKings up at $4,200. Still a decent price there. And another guy, if you're sensing a theme here, we're picking on the left-handed pitchers here on opening day. But this guy was top 5 in all of baseball in ISO, WOBA, WRC plus against left-handed pitching. So we've got JD Martinez, we've got Jordan Luplow, we've got Tatis, we've got Tommy Pham, we've got all the guys that crush lefties extremely well here on Friday night. But Danny Duffy, a guy I always want some exposure with. He always gives up a lot of hard contact, no different last season, over 41% to right-handed hitters, gives up a lot of home runs, over a home run and a half per 9 innings to right-handed hitters. So Jordan Luplow, free square play on FanDuel, just $2,200, and still a tremendous play over on DK at $4,200. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for a big Friday night. Let's get into it. Let's take a look. The beast of the night. All right, guys, beast time. We got one more bat to get you. We're going to get you one more big bopper at third base. Another lefty masher. We're going Alex Bregman of the Astros, tonight's beast of the night. Oh, we got to finish out our top 5 against left-handed pitching, and Alex Bregman certainly belongs in that category. Top 3 in every major category against lefties. Go back to ISO, WOBA, WRC plus. This guy was right at the top of the list. Has a good history as well against Marco Gonzalez. 17 at-bats, not a huge sample, but it's not a 6 or 7 at-bat sample either. 517 WOBA in that matchup with Gonzalez. And Gonzalez, a guy that struggled a little bit with righties. FIP, xFIP, both over 5. We know this is a potent Astros lineup. We'll see how they do without all the trash cans and things, but we know Alex Bregman, a very talented player, very good against lefties, and going to be a core play for me on Friday night, making him easily my favorite play on the slate in tonight's beast of the night. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up for our return to the Fantasy Bar here for MLB. If you have any comments, questions, feedback on the video, guys, that comment section is for you. Appreciate everybody reaching out during the break. Glad to see you guys excited to have the Fantasy Bar back, and I am stoked to be back here talking DFS MLB. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, best of luck, guys, and we'll see you right back here next week. Good luck.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist